3,600 years ago, in a single moment, a city of 8,000 people ceased to exist. They called it Sodom, a jewel of the Bronze Age Levant, wealthy, fortified, untouchable. When archaeologists finally cut into the soil where this city once stood, they did not find what they expected. They found shocked quartz, diamond-like carbon, melted platinum, melted iridium, pottery fused to itself like glass, and a layer of ash 1.5 meters thick, sealing everything beneath it for 3.5 millennia. In its final years, Sodom had grown fat with trade, gold from Egypt, silks from Mesopotamia, and a growing reputation in the oral traditions of the surrounding peoples for something else entirely. The temperatures required to produce what the archaeologists found exceeded 2,000 degrees Celsius. No human fire of the Bronze Age could do this. Something hit this city from the sky. And an ancient text, written long before forensic science existed, described exactly what happened. The site is called Tal el-Hammam. It sits in the southern Jordan Valley, northeast of the Dead Sea, in modern-day Jordan. For the Middle Bronze Age, it was a metropolis. Fortified walls 4 meters thick, a palace complex rising 5 stories above the plain. The ancient sources describe what filled those halls: nights of feasting that outlasted the sunrise, cups that were never emptied, a city that had forgotten the rules older than itself. Across the entire city, every building, every street, the same horizon line appears in the stratigraphy, a blackened band of carbon, ash, and pulverized mud brick, 1.5 meters thick, capping the city like a lid welded shut. Beneath it, skeletons, disarticulated, fragmented. Above it, nothing. For 300 to 600 years, no one returned. Now consider the second source. The book of Genesis describes a city in this exact region, Sodom, destroyed when, quote, fire from the sky rained down upon it. For 2,000 years, this story was dismissed by mainstream science as religious mythology. But in that same Genesis account, there is a scene that no forensic team could have invented. A scene about a man who tried to stop it. His name was Abraham. And when he learned what was coming for Sodom, he did something no other figure in the ancient Near East is recorded to have done. He argued with the sky.
Will you truly sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you still destroy it and not spare the place for the 50 who are there? Far be it from you to do such a thing. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just? Suppose only 10 are found there. Will you spare it for the sake of 10?
The answer was yes. If 10 could be found, 10 were not found. Exhibit 1. Shocked quartz. Sand grains recovered from across the destruction layer contain internal fracture patterns called planar deformation features. These are not produced by heat alone. They are produced by sudden extreme pressure, between 5 and 10 gigapascals. On Earth, there are only 2 known natural processes that produce shocked quartz at this magnitude: nuclear detonations and cosmic impacts. Exhibit 2, the melt assemblage. The destruction layer contains microspherules of iron and silicon, diamond-like carbon, soot from incomplete combustion of biomass, and then the metals: platinum, iridium, nickel, gold, silver, zircon, chromite, all recovered in melted form. To liquefy these elements simultaneously across an entire city requires a heat pulse that conventional Bronze Age life cannot generate. The Genesis account records that on the evening of the last day, 2 strangers arrived at the city gate. They were not merchants. They were not travelers. Lot, a nephew of Abraham who lived within Sodom's walls, recognized them for what they were and did what the customs of his people demanded.
My lords, I beg you, turn aside to your servant's house. Wash your feet. Spend the night. And in the morning you may rise and go on your way.
Exhibit 3. The Vector. Pottery sherds, bone fragments, and charred grain across the site are not randomly scattered. They lie along a coherent axis, southwest to northeast, as if blown by a single supersonic pressure wave. The 4-meter rampart wall on the southwestern face was sheared clean off. Something arrived from the southwest, at high velocity, from above.
Whom else have you here? Sons, sons-in-law, daughters, whoever you have in the city, take them out of this place, for we are about to destroy it.
Exhibit 4. The Salt. Within the destruction layer, researchers measured salt concentrations averaging 4% of the soil by weight. In some samples, 25%. The leading interpretation, the airburst pressure wave struck the surface of the Dead Sea, vaporized hypersaline brine, and rained it down across the surrounding agricultural land. The fields became sterile. Nothing grew. The region was, in the most literal forensic sense, salted. The reconstructed event is now classified as a cosmic airburst, most likely a stony asteroid or cometary fragment, 50 to 100 meters across, detonating low over the city. In 1908, a similar object exploded over Tunguska, Siberia. It released energy roughly 1,000 times greater than the Hiroshima atomic bomb. Tal El Hammam was hit by something larger, detonating directly above an inhabited city. Population at the time of impact, between 8,000 and 10,000 people. Survival rate, 0.
Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, or you will be swept away in the punishment of the city.
We must go. We must go now.
Father, please.
So if the evidence is this strong, why have most people never heard of it? In 2021, the airburst hypothesis was published in Scientific Reports, a journal in the Nature family. It went viral. Mainstream media called it the forensic confirmation of Sodom and Gomorrah. Then the academic war began. Critics challenged the interpretation of the shock data and the modeling of the airburst's energy. After a long review process, the original 2021 paper was retracted in 2025. The retraction did not erase the physical evidence in the soil. The shocked quartz is still there. The melted iridium is still there. The salt is still there. And the original research team has continued publishing expanded analyses. Newer papers in 2024 and 2025 present additional shock metamorphic data supporting the airburst model. The debate is not over whether the city was destroyed. The debate is over what kind of catastrophe. Why does this matter so much to the academic community? Because if Tal El Hammam is confirmed as a cosmic airburst, it does 3 things simultaneously. It establishes that an entire civilization was annihilated by an impact event. It raises the modeled frequency of such events to a number current planetary defense budgets are not prepared for. And it suggests that the oral and written traditions of the ancient Near East may contain eyewitness accounts of impact phenomena. Each of those conclusions threatens a different established framework: archaeology, astrophysics, theology.
Flee for your lives. Do not look back. Do not stop anywhere in the valley. Flee to the hills, lest you be swept away.
I have to see it.
Consider what an Iron Age scribe would have seen and how he would have written it. A great light in the sky, a roar like a furnace, the walls falling, the land turning white with salt, the smoke rising for days. Compare that to a 2025 hydrocode simulation of a low-altitude airburst over the Jordan Valley. They describe the same event in two different languages, separated by 36 centuries.
Even the 10.
And the smoke of the land rose up like the smoke of a furnace. Abraham, standing at the edge of the valley, saw the end of 10,000 lives, and he did not speak of it again. Tal el Hammam is not the only site of its kind. Similar destruction signatures have been proposed at locations across multiple continents, dated to events thousands of years apart. The pattern that emerges, if the evidence holds, is uncomfortable. Cosmic airbursts of city-killing magnitude may be considerably more frequent than mainstream models have assumed. Today, no early warning system on Earth can reliably detect an incoming 50-meter object in time to evacuate a populated region. The bolide that flattened Tal el Hammam, if it arrived tomorrow, would not be intercepted. It would be witnessed. Whatever you believe about the book of Genesis, the soil at Tal el Hammam holds a forensic record that no longer belongs only to theology. It belongs to physics, to geology, to the question of how often the sky decides a city has run out of time. 3,600 years ago, in the southern Jordan Valley, the sky answered that question once. The next time it answers, we will be the ones who have to read the layer.